So the audio on this video that Dave Hodges, the Common Sense Report, did is pretty hellacious. I've got this all the way jacked up to 100, which most of my videos I always have it on 100, and then you can just come to it and know it's going to be super loud, but you can adjust your volume, and I always try to do it that way so you can get the best audio possible. Recording off of somebody else's video, I can't necessarily guarantee the quality, but I will kind of try to help you understand what he's saying. I'm right in the middle of discussing a litany of videos on how there's this spiritual inundation happening through every area of media, and really in the end it's all to prep for a forthcoming antichrist, a he-she, which fits well with Kabbalah. But anyhow, I'm just taking a brief break from that for a moment to give you this really important update on these little hints that Dave has been giving us, and a couple of them I've just ignored and not done a video on, but I can tell you that there's been a preponderance of him doing video after video after video warning about an uptick in the UN and relationships with the government, the military, preparing to do something. How quickly that elapses, I don't know. But we know that one of these Feasts of Trumpets, the Messiah, is going to come. We know that we're in the days of Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah, and many other things that could be said about the coming of the Messiah and the forging ahead of the world to bring their Kabbalah dictator, head wizard, fake Jesus, Mashiach. We have so many videos talking about that. So in light of that coming reality, that's not a maybe, it's not an if, it's not a possibility, it is a direct hit. Yes, it's gonna happen. We're just waiting for it to unravel and occur. So when he's talking about the UN and our military doing these different exercises, and like Pedro V's channel also I go to quite a lot, this is just to keep us all fresh and abreast on this U.S. Army internment resettlement PDF. I haven't had a chance to go through the whole thing, but it agrees with what he says about the UN. So this is, oh, I think it was page 19. I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to get back to where I was, but you can kind of go through here. I will try to remember to put a link in for this. It's infopublicintelligence.net. And it tells you everything that you would ever want to know. 300 some pages of the plans they got for you. Detainee operations, detainee facilities, confinement, all kinds of stuff. And I think it's a big joke when they say they need to go easy on you. And there might be this ridiculous little notion from people, no, that's just talking about the immigrants. Sure it is. Very naive of a cross-section of people that believe that, or believe that your Constitution is going to keep you safe. That sucker's been flipped. They don't obey that thing. They obey what they want. So they have all kinds of information, internal displaced persons from natural disasters, and they have the weaponry to seed whatever they want. So there's a lot of stuff that they're preparing for with this 326-page document on the detainment of population or group that pose some level of threat to military operations. Resettlement involves the quartering of a population or a group for their own protection, don't you know? Of course it's for your protection. These operations inherently control the movement and activities of their specific population for imperative reasons of, quote, security, safety, or intelligence gathering. That should make you want to throw up. So this is written back in 2010. Wasn't that during Obama's administration? Wasn't he in 08, so just 2 years into it? Correct me if I'm wrong. I can only put so much information on my Schnuggy, but I believe that's correct. All this stuff about detainee personal records, all this information about their coming social credit scores, all of I mean, we've just detailed all this stuff before. I don't want to rehash over all of it. But look at this. Civilian internees, detainees. Boy, they got plans for you. And I've got so much going on. I can't get through this whole entire thing. Look at this. U.S. military prisoners. Oh, they got plans for those who are going to be here. I suggest you get into the branch of the new family tree, Jesus the Christ, through the death, burial, and resurrection. And you just settle up with him, let him take your sins on himself, and let him make you reborn. And I also see in here, they make these things so big for the very purpose of causing you to get exhausted and that you just give up. And I don't believe everything that they put in here that they're going to go by this, because this is going to be about depopulation at the end of the day. But here it is. I found it. Was I right? Was it page 19? No, it was page 24. Okay, fine. Agencies concerned with internment and resettlement. And it lists them out. And of course, there's the UN. So I'll just continue as I am able to get through some of this heavy burden-filled document of what they want to do here in the United States that they've had 9 years to work on. It agrees with what old Davy Boy says about the UN coming to a neighborhood near you. So let's go ahead and transition over to here. And again, his audio is really bad, but we'll do the best we can with what we have, okay?
All over the country in the last 24 hours. Unbelievable reports of UN troop movement. This is why I titled the piece I did, the UN.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please excuse me. Let me go back.
UN coming to a neighborhood near you. First of all, let me say this. If you're new to the Common Sense Show, you're having a problem believing all that you're hearing with the UN. I would have questions too. I remember when I used to hear Alex Jones and Steve Quayle, I thought, well, they're really interesting guys, but I don't know if I buy into everything they say. Now, I think sometimes I look back, I think they were understating some of the issues they were talking about in the interest of being conservative and being valid. And I'm at this point too. People have a hard time understanding how you can have over 1 million UN troops in the country.
What?
Understand all that. However, they're here. They're everywhere. I've actually thought about going back in to the website, thecommonsenseshow.com, and I thought about compiling like a little snippet, an annotated bibliography of all the reports I've published on UN involvement in the United States in the last 5 years. And I think I'd probably end up with, I don't know, maybe a 5-part series, 2,000 words each. I'm going to give that some prayerful consideration. But ladies and gentlemen, I want your reports on the UN because I'm going to start publishing them frequently. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do it here or if I'm going to do it at thecommonsenseshow.com, where you need to go. The second thing is there are people who will see it, but they won't believe it. And we call that cognitive dissonance. And I'm really, really concerned, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a lot of Americans that in the face of overwhelming evidence as to the threat that we're facing, the Democrats have turned communist, all the problems that we have, ladies and gentlemen, I am really, really concerned that we are in a situation where many people will not accept what's coming, will not accept, shall we say, will not accept the threat that's here. They're not here to support Donald Trump. They're here to extricate California from the Union by causing mass chaos across the country. They're here to basically remove Donald Trump from power. They're here to enslave you. And I'm going to give this special attention as many days as I need to. Now, will we cover other stories? Absolutely, we'll cover other stories. But we are going to make this a primary focus of our attention because we need to wake people up. They cannot be made to feel welcome. They do not belong on our soil. Blue helmets in public should be viewed as like they're Antifa. In fact, they're more dangerous than Antifa. Anyway, long story short, ladies and gentlemen, send me your reports. Pictures, videos, preferable, about UN troop movements in America. I checked my email about an hour ago, and just one right after the other from coast to coast. I'd like to have your reports. Again, we're brought to you by preparewithdave.com. Best storable food, 25-year shelf life, restaurant quality. Don't get caught short, because when the lights go out, and trust me, they're going to go out, you're going to wish you had prepped. Don't sit there wishing. Be thankful that you had planned. We'll see you back here next time. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so, and please share this with your friends and neighbors.
So he's always pushing the Trump end of it, like the Republicans are gonna help us. No, they're all part of the same group, the same communists. They've just divided it up between red colored ones and blue colored ones. At the end of the day, they still do the will of Lucifer. They still have abortion running strong. They still have all the dictates of what they want to do that aligns with satanic things, dark things, things that are liberal, and they keep pushing it and pushing it, pushing it. While in appearance only, there might be some very, very shallow concessions that Trump gives on this or that, but then they also have taken over the religious right from within and the religious left, and they're all in on it together, working and driving you towards a new world order whilst lying to your face. They are all globalists. People are way too trusting. Just because they tell you something, why do you automatically believe it? Trump is in on it, and he is one of the point men in media to help keep pumping that narrative. I do find it interesting that he's talking about UN branching out. It would kind of make sense that they would be here on our soil, especially. I mean, it is extremely possible that we could be a year out or less, right? And I know the next Feast of Trumpets, at least on the paper calendar, I'll have to go get into Stellarium and see what it is in Stellarium. Was something like October 19th of 2020. God uses feasts, whether people understand that or not. But the point is that there is evolving, whether people like it or not, whether people know it or not, whether people understand it or not. There is an evolving new world order that's coming on so many levels from so many directions. And it perfectly makes sense just from a human engineering, planning, and development type of process to go ahead and have UN, have them here, and probably to start making them visible to people. Because what are you going to do about it? Really? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. That's what you're going to do about it, because you're already outdone. They have all the weapons, they have the robots, they have the lasers, they have everything. The only way out of this, what can we do? Somebody says, run to Jesus Christ and hide in Jesus Christ. That's all you can do. Oops. They have everything. So if that is in fact true, that he is getting reports from all over, and he has a website, commonsensereport.com or something like that. I was looking through there yesterday, which is where I ever saw the link to this resettlement thing that I can't even get past page 24 to delve into looking at another 302 pages yet with everything else that's going on. It's like we are just being inundated with so much stuff. And that's just for people that are awake and aware, which is what a lot of my videos are about. And then showing the biblical aspect of what God warned, once again, forever, telling us, showing us, sharing with us, giving us intelligence, and making meaningful, how do you want to put this? Giving us meaning to the experiences that are happening around us, that create a map of reality so that we can understand the things that he warned about and now what we're seeing elapse. So it's just very strange to see these things coming about, but God's word knew it and saw it and predicted it well in advance. So then he just did a little bit of teasing here with what kind of government will replace the Constitution and this media reorganization coming. So those aren't bad videos to watch. It's like an appetizer when you're really hungry. And then also predictive programming, The Purge. I didn't see that one. He's definitely got some other ones peppered throughout. He does a lot of these videos. We did talk about that before, which kind of opened this whole can of worms that UN was all over the place per reports. Although I do like to see photos, and I haven't really seen him furbish much, but he has a website too to go to as well. So he's really talking about a coup happening and then what they're going to have to do to bring in UN and foreign troops to quell it.